Right, hello, good morning, and welcome to the show. This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. It's a Wednesday, the 19th day of June, 2024. By His grace, we're live and we're here. We're at another edition of the show. Our gratitude will go to Most High God for the very privilege of being alive and, of course, the opportunity of having another conversation around the top stories making the rounds here in our dear Republic. I'll let you into our panel for the morning's conversation shortly. But let's take a look at the front pages of our newspapers. Daily Graphic. Reversing external aid dependency, prioritize higher education, Lord Paul Boateng to African leaders. EcoBank graphic, foster stronger partnership. Demonstrators urge President to halt sale of Senate hotels. Economy grows 4.7% first quarter. The Ghanaian Times. Boost for recovery program. World Bank approves $250 million for energy sector. Provides $10 million grant to help improve service delivery. Economy grows to 4.7% first quarter 2024. Ghana Statistical Service. Let's collaborate to change global financial architecture. Abnosi Asari urges African governments. Interior Ministry cracks down on unapproved private security uniforms. Daily Guide. 2.37 million euros ambulance case. Jakpa sent AG 68 WhatsApp messages. Hotel demo protesters police clash. Court throws out suit against IGP. Bank of Ghana justifies GN Bank's license revocation. Woman kills mother over witchcraft. The New Crusading Guide. AG tenders 68 WhatsApp messages from Jakpa and evidence. Court rules on objection tomorrow. State capture and NDC selective amnesia part 2. Hands off our hotels. Protest draws hundreds. Government signs $12 billion deal for petroleum hub project. Promotion in police service not automatic. High Court tells Chief Inspector. Ahafo in Kasem, residents warn Newmont. Stay off our community mining project. Oslo Usu launches 2024 Miss Geek competition. The Insight. Aggrieved Gold Coast customers demand arrest and prosecution of Dr. Syndrome. Palestine. Over 50 vehicles join parade in protest against Israeli genocide. Independent presidential aspirant pledges 10 million jobs within 2 years. MOCD launches Miss Geek Ghana competition to encourage women in IT innovation. Nana Odronimapao II to be installed as New York Asante Fohene. The Informer. Don't depend on aid. British lawmaker advises Ghana. On emergency response and road safety, Zoom Lion Foundation targets 10,000. NLA elevated, granted EL observer membership status. Group appeals to government over payment of LEAP grants. We won't call off the strike unless that's medical lab workers. The Inquisitor. IGP Concerned tape probe. Dark spots on committee's work as it became evidence gagging committee. Adopt excellent leadership values over demagoguery. Paul Boateng. $12 billion agreement signed for first phase of petroleum hub project. Former BCM Ghana workers want justice. Iyoko boss challenges. GFCSC graduates. Ahafun Kasem residents demand Newmont support for community mining. The Herald. GRA workers angry with new boss for unilaterally handing over tax mobilization deal to Indians. Police injure protesters against sale of Senate hotels to NPP cronies. Majority leader commends energy minister for navigating economic crisis. State witness accused of concealing crucial evidence in Opuni trial. SAL case judge unhappy with EC lawyers' persistent absence. The Daily Statesman. $260 million World Bank support for energy sector. Government urged to revise laws on export earnings repatriation. Court dismisses Chief Inspector's promotion suit. Magdan. Africans must own the logistics and shipping space. The Daily Searchlight. Ambulance trial. Japa grilled over whopping 68 texts to Dami. Interior Ministry to crack down on unauthorized private security uniforms. Government backtracks on health insurance for non-Ghanaian resident visitors. Health Ministry. GTech ready to facilitate the teaching and learning of the German language. Professor Jinapo. We are implementing initiatives to ensure inclusive education. Minister. The Ghanaian Publisher. Senate sale of 60% shares in 6 hotels. The facts behind the yet to be concluded deal. Minister Lords Gallop. Intervention has improved learning outcomes. LEAP beneficiaries beg government for payment. Magdan pushes for African ownership of shipping space. The Accra Times. Backbone to political parties. Accept and support the 2024 winner for the development of Ghana. Jinapo MPs call for more resources for Ghana Boundary Commission. The forgotten story of Gregory Afoko, a clear case of human rights abuse as he continues to move in and out of court with a swollen upper arm. The judge who granted him bail in 2021 was transferred to Ho. As for this Gregory Afoko case, VIP Baumia's impact on modern governance. Mahama weeps over unaffordable Hajj fares. The Custodian. World Bank approves $260 million for Ghana's energy sector. Chief Imam praises exemplary Bawumia. Ghana wins seat on Development Bank board. Mills. Nana builds UGMC, not Mahama. Miracles Abwaji. Magdan urges Africans to own logistics and shipping sector. The New Finder. Economy grows 4.7% in first quarter, driven by the industry and services sector. World Bank approves $260 million for Ghana's energy sector. Help solve Ghana's economic woes. PK Amoabin to business executives. Demo rocks sale of 60% shares in Snake Hotels. Daily Post. Massive corruption at Tema Port between 2020 and 2024 uncovered, as clearing agents and importers team up with customs officers to defraud the states of billions of dollars. Ghanaians rattle government with hands-off our hotels demo as panicky police officers fire tear gas and release pepper spray on demonstrators. Hohoi election petition. Judge fumes over continuous absence of EC's lawyer. It's deliberate. And that's about it for the front pages of our papers. We'll be back shortly. Welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. With me on the show this morning, I have the Honorable Deputy Minister of Energy. Okay, he's fully in the chair now. It's a transition from a squatter Deputy Minister to an approved Deputy Minister. He's also the Member of Parliament for the Fija-Kwabre North constituency in the Ashanti region. Honourable Minister, good morning.
Randy. Good morning, sir.
Also with me on the show this morning is a former Deputy Minister of Roads. He's also the Member of Parliament for the Wassa East constituency. And I'm talking about the Honourable Isaac Ajay-Mensah. Honourable, good morning.
Good morning, Doc. I'm also the ranking member for Roads and Transport Committee.
Oh, good, great. Okay, so we'll have to speak about roads in a bit.
Yes.
We'll speak about that in a bit.
Okay.
But if you are looking for a toothpaste that can serve the entire family and of top quality and very affordable, I mean, you need to look out for the recommended family toothpaste, which is KEL 360 toothpaste. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority. And it provides you and your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. KEL 360 toothpaste is good for kids, children, and adults. Let your family be a proud family when they step out by constantly using KEL 360 toothpaste. KEL 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and with its cool mint, gives you fresh breath throughout the day and protects the gum from decaying. For consistency and quality, use KEL 360 toothpaste. It's another product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso. It's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops. Call Samara Company on 0246 864 798. KEL 360 toothpaste. Happy smile. And enjoying the fruits of your labor is as important as enjoying the mansions of your labor. But the pains of climbing the stairs, especially when you're not exercising, could be challenging irrespective of your age. But worry no more. Lifts and elevators have got you covered with the best portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators on the market today. It's a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. And guess what? It can lift your goods too. Wheelchairs can fit in, and they come in 3 custom-made models. It's affordable and can be installed within 3 days. Visit Lift and Elevators at Sakumon or just call them on 0200-535-515 or send a mail to elevatorsgh@gmail.com for consultations and the best solutions in easy vertical movement. Now, Honorable, I like to, I didn't do well in geography when I was in secondary school, so I tried to take advantage of this program to learn a lot more, respect my geography. Wasa East.
Yes.
Where is Wasa East?
Thank you so very much. Wasa East is...
You are the MP for Wasa East?
Yes.
Yes.
Wasa East is in Western region.
Western region?
Yes.
Okay.
It used to be Impoho Wasa East.
Okay.
Then it got divided, and now we have Wasa East and Impoho district or constituency.
Okay.
So Wasa East actually is in the middle of a lot of districts. We share boundary with KEA, Commander Edna Eguafo.
Okay.
We also share boundary with Shama district.
Okay.
We share boundary also with Pristia Huni Valley. And also with Impoho as well, because Impoho district is where we got separated. So we're kind of in the middle.
What's the capital of Wasa East?
Dabuasi.
Dabuasi.
Dabuasi, where we have the supply center of water to
the
Metropolitan
Dabuasi water
Takrady.
treatment plant.
Yes.
I've heard about it.
Exactly.
Is it also suffering from Galamsey?
I think those districts down in Western region have all these galamsey all over.
Okay.
It is also
including
suffering from
yours.
galamsey. Exactly.
There's
in the
galamsey.
Pra River.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And on land as well.
Okay.
So Wasa is so strategic in the middle, and it provides a lot of food for Sekini Takrady and being in Cape Coast.
Okay.
You're kind of in the middle.
How close or far is it to Secondary Takrady?
About 15-20 minutes drive.
Oh, that's short.
Very.
Okay.
Very short.
Because once you mention Shama,
Yes.
then it's
Exactly.
really close. Okay.
So we used to have the Subri Industrial Plantation Limited where people and pulp. Now it's been divested to PSG, and they are now into oil palm production.
Okay.
So we have 2 major companies. The Golden Star was in a champion.
Golden Star Resources.
Yeah, Golden Star Resources.
Okay.
Now, sold to the Chinese, but it still holds the name Golden Star.
Okay.
Then the Dabuasi PSG, that plantation stocking of Ghana.
Okay.
And it has also the water center, so strategic. But of course, we don't seem to hear about Wasa East.
So is there a Wasa West?
It used to be the Pristia Huni Valley.
Okay.
The Takwa Nswayim used to be Wasa West.
Oh.
But now it is the Takwa Nswayim and Pristia Huni Valley when it got split.
Well, normally when you hear an east,
yes,
there should be a west.
A west.
If you hear a north, there should be a south.
Exactly.
Okay, so that's Pristia.
Yes.
Pristia Huni Valley.
Pristia Huni Valley.
Okay, all right.
So the Impoho, in the Impoho district, is now also translating to fiancé. What's a fiancé in the constituency? Because if it is Impoho, you only have to get the Impohos alone. But we have Dumbanso, Manso, these are all fiancé. And Impoho proper is Impoho. So the name is now being changed to Impoho fiancé.
How long have you been the MP?
I'm going to before them.
Okay.
Yes.
Your people must love you.
Very. I was in the mines. I worked in all the major mining companies. Golden's first satellite gold fields in where I am, that was a champion. Then Bogosu Gold, I was the HR administration manager. Then I went to Newmont.
Oh.
Newmont Achim, as the HR admin manager. Then I went to Newmont Kenyasi.
Okay.
From there, I came to Accra as the Africa region HR director. Then I resigned.
For politics?
Resigned to help my people and also serve Ghana. So you can imagine. And I was at the peak of my career at that time. Yeah, I was the regional director for Newmont Ghana. Okay. That covered,
you must know Dr. Tony Obin very well.
Tony is actually my brother.
You are 2 HR gurus.
Yeah, we worked in, actually Tony brought me into the mines. We all studied in Scandinavia. So when I came in, he was the HR manager in Abosu Goldfields.
Yes.
So when I came in, then he fixed me there as the HR superintendent there.
Okay.
From there, I left for satellite goldfields then. So Tony has been my brother, my senior brother, in the industry.
And he's now a chief.
He's not a chief. A chief. So, yes, we have actually served our region, our district, Wasa. Because Tony he was first in Abosu Goldfields, he went to Takwa Goldfields there, and then left for the oil, Cosmos and so on. And I've been hovering around, and he's still there. He was the immediate past CEO for Mineral Commission.
Yes.
Or in the mines.
Yes.
So.
Yes. I got to meet Tony when he was instrumental in structuring the Black Star sponsorship deal, the Goldfields one.
Yes.
He was quite key in it. So that's when we hooked up, and we've been good friends since.
Exactly.
He's been a good senior friend.
Exactly.
So Dr. Tony Obi, good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Tony.
I'm sure you'll be watching.
Bossu. Yeah, so we are the mining guys, and we had to leave to support in.
Do you regret?
I don't have regrets.
The corporate world for politics?
Yeah, for public reasons, I'm happy because then you come to serve the people. And so I know I was very instrumental in all major of the development in the road sector because I was the deputy minister, and I ran through the two ministers, Suleimana and Yusuf Husseini, and I was still the deputy minister. Okay. So all the successes in NDC during the road construction, I was there. And of course, if you come to my constituency, there have been a lot of significant improvement in the road sector and many more second Takrady and across the country.
But the Western region has some of the terrible roads.
Yes, it is. It has because of the nature of the region, the terrain and the forest and so on. It rains a lot. And so we need lasting roads. If you just build a simple roads, and that is what President Mahama started, building good roads in the region and many of the regions, especially where there is this vegetation, the forests cover and so on. I think that our roads are still getting bad in spite of the fact that there were significant improvement in the road sector. The issue of maintenance has been an issue. You can build the best roads. If you don't maintain them, that is a challenge.
Pardon my naivety, but anytime I travel to the Western region, and I used to go to Takwa a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, because my friends, I have very good friends there.
Oh, good.
Moses Parker and all those guys.
Oh, Parker.
Yes. So Tony, once again, Tony Obi.
Exactly.
So I used to go to Takwa a lot, and so there is also this, that's why I said pardon my naivety. There's this thing about the haulage activities.
Terrible.
Being the problem as far as the deterioration of the roads are concerned. And that if we did a more efficient rail system, especially for the transportation of all those minerals, and because you have manganese there, you have gold, you have bauxite, there's timber going on and all that. And you have most of this haulage of these products actually going through the roads, where even the colonial people believe that we should use the rail rather than the roads. And so that has also played a role in the deterioration. That look, irrespective of how much we even invest in these roads, if we do not rely on rail as a form of transport for these heavy products, we would have a problem with the roads.
Exactly. So I think that is where we haven't performed as a nation, and now the MPP is doing a sharing thing. I think the rail sector needs to be visited again, and that is why NDC will have to spend more energy and time on the rail sector in the region, having done some work in the rail sector. You see, we haul from bauxite from Awaso to Takrady, the port, and also manganese. These are the two major hauling companies or projects, and they do a lot of damage or stress on our roads. So I agree. So the roads are still bad. We are just about, the government awarded the Takwa Apmenim stretch, which is about to be finalized. It's now better than it used to be. But the worst of it is from Apmenim to Takrady, which I'm informed that there's some arrangement with Jesma Company to do some work there. It has not come to Parliament. It has not been published properly. So some of us don't know that. So until that stretch is done, coming from Cote d'Ivoire to Accra and to in Burkina Faso is a major problem. So I agree, yes, we need to ensure that the Takwa stretch, the rail stretch is developed properly. And that is what I think NDC is going to do. And the sort of investment that has been made in the rail sector, you are not seeing them. We talk a lot of the rail from Manso, Sekeni to Manso, and Manso to Takwa, and you haven't seen that. And the government will have to make a decision. Of course, a few months to go, and that is what the incoming government will take charge of that. Because, Doc, there's so much investment in that sector. That stretch from Takoradi to Takwa. And I'm aware Manganese even gives some money, about $10 million or so for that stretch to be developed. We haven't seen any improvement. So yes, it is a problem.
All right.
And I know
yes.
you will feel it because you go to Takwa.
Yes.
And you can see the bad state of the road. It's terrible.
Honourable Minister, let me come to you. As for your constituency, we know that. I'm sure by this time Mr. Alex Mould is there harassing you. It says he gave you some breathing space during the registration.
Yes.
He allowed you to.
Yes. I mean, I visited the place on 3 occasions.
He allowed you to bus people.
Oh no.
Or did bus?
I visited the place on 3 occasions. I didn't meet him there. Normally, when I get to the registration center,
yes,
he's around. On this particular one, I didn't see. But when we're doing the limited registration,
yes,
I met himself and Auntie Betty.
Okay.
And then we had a very interesting chat. And then I told him that I should relax. I'm come to report him to Randy. He should take his time for me. We had a good laugh. Yes. But it's been smooth. I mean, the process in the constituency has been smooth. I think myself and my friends in the NDC within my area, we have a very respectful relationship. Okay. So you don't see us somebody bossing people from somewhere. We understand ourselves, and it's been very smooth. I was there last week Friday for the last day of the transfer, and very, very cordial relationship we have. Yeah.
All the papers are talking about $250 million for you.
Yes. When I saw it yesterday, I saw the release from the finance ministry. I was excited, but it was expected. When I saw the finance ministry reaching an agreement with the external,
yes,
I knew some of these things would trigger. I mean, based on the releases from the finance ministry. So it's exciting.
$250 million.
Yes.
For what?
Okay, reading the release from the finance ministry, there's a program we have at the ministry called the Clean Cooking, which is part of the issue about global warming and energy transition. So we've had some connection with the Korean government where we provide this stoves, which is more efficient. LPG stoves, yes, we distribute to.
The stove that comes with the gas tank.
The gas tank, yes.
The cylinder.
The cylinders,
okay.
yes. So it's gone on very well. We've not been able to cover the entire country. Some districts have received some of
That's
the
the
stoves.
$10 million component.
Yes.
Okay, so that will be used to distribute this stoves.
So I've just seen Clean Cooking.
Yes.
So I mean the program at the ministry, the Clean Cooking program at the ministry. Initially we did that with Korea, as I said, with the Korean government, and the idea was to provide households with more cleaner energy, as we put it, or as part of the energy transition processes. So I've seen that yes, some aspect of the money will go into that particular aspect. Then electrification expansion. As at now we have.
Hold on. So, but have you thought about the fact that the people can't afford the LPG?
Oh, Randy, the costs associated.
I'm not saying that the project is not important.
Okay.
That's not what I mean.
Okay. So I mean, first of all, as I said, the idea is to provide households.
Yes.
With this LPG.
Because we want them to move away from charcoal.
From charcoal. The idea is to move away from charcoal, cutting down
dependency
trees.
on charcoal leads to deforestation.
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, if government is taking part of the cost virtually, as it were, providing you with the yes, I get your point about the cost. this is something that government must also look at to ensure that the costs associated with providing the fuel or the power it has come down. But the idea of providing this LPG stoves is a good idea.
Yeah.
It goes a long way to reduce our emissions into the system and all that. Sure. So it's a good idea. Then I think the next one, as per my reading of the statement, has to do with rural electrification or electricity expansion. Currently, I think we are doing 88.3%, and the universal acceptance is 90%. The president had indicated in the State of the Nation that 400 communities are to be enrolled onto the system by end of the year. This, I believe, is going to go a long way. Last 2 weeks, there was a meeting with the company, the Chinese company that started the initial process. It was stalled because of financial difficulties.
Let me ask you guys a question. If you go to China for money, they insist that you use Chinese companies. I don't have a problem with that. They are being sensible with their money. But when you go and find the money from elsewhere too, then you want to give the money to Chinese.
No, in this case, Randy, yes. I'm yet to. This just came in, so the details will come up. Okay. I'm just indicating to you.
No, I have a problem with that. I have a big problem with that kind of attitude. You go somewhere for money. They are being sensible. They say, okay, no problem, we'll give you the money. But our people must execute the thing.
Yes.
So I understand them. When you go and look for money on your own too, and it's not their money, you still want to give the work to them. When you have your own people,
Randy,
who have the capacity to do the work.
Yes, I know within that energy extension project, it's not only the Chinese that are doing it. The other Ghanaian companies that are also executing some.
Subcontracts.
That are also executing some.
In fact, they end up doing all the work.
Yes. Yeah. And so, of course, eventually you see Ghanaians also being employed and working.
No, but as subcontractors, it was just like this motorway, Motor Angels thing I spoke about the whole time. I mean, that whole thing, we were looking for somebody who will look for the funding and do a BOT or something. Yeah. And that was the reason why the Ghanaian construction companies were left out, because they were not in a position to go and raise that $500 million or so. Then it turns out that this company cannot raise the money. Then Ghana is going to raise the money by itself. Then we hear that although we are going to raise the money by ourselves, we're going to give the contract to them. Then the next thing we hear is that, oh, okay, they are going to give it to some Ghanaian company, whichever company, I don't know. Then the next thing we hear is that they still managed to get some $2.something million, and they are out there somewhere.
No, but I think the Temamoto is now being handled by a Ghanaian company.
No, I'm saying that, so I heard it. But we saw the last audit report. Apparently, they managed to get some $2.something million. The Motor Angels people.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know whether it's had to do with their initial feasibility thing that they did. I don't know about that. But I'm saying that currently, I know that the contract that Temamoto is with a Ghanaian company. Ghanaian company handled. So yes, Randy, this will go a long way to help us achieve the 90% coverage, which makes it. I think Ghana then becomes one of the, in terms of the African, apart from South Africa also, to hit that 90% coverage in terms of electricity. That's a good thing. The details, I'm sure, will come back to
Parliament. The government has been very slow on this.
Very.
You know that the electricity, extending electricity, you've been quite slow. Right. If you look at where you picked up from and where we are today, if you compare it to previous governments, you've been quite slow.
Yes, but it was because of, a chunk of the financing was coming from the Chinese government, and there was a
DDP.
There was a hiccup.
Yeah, but now you took us there.
I'm saying there was a hiccup. So I'm saying that now, fortunately, this is coming on stream. The details will come to Parliament, of course.
So by the time you finish everything and sign, it will be like November.
In fact, Randy, the last time I had a meeting with the Chinese, and this is not related to this, I think if the contractors put their effort in, it's not something that cannot be done within two months. Because judging from the discussion we had, if you take district by district, some in my constituency like this, there's electricity. So there are about 2 or 3 towns that need extension. And then sometimes the extension, you need about 20 or 30 poles just to extend to where it has gotten to. So if the contractors are very serious, a lot of the communities can be taken care of within a matter of two months. Okay. Yeah, so it's a very good thing. Details will come to Parliament for us to also have an opportunity to debate it. I'm sure it will come to the finance committee.
You say you're going to have Dumso for 3 weeks?
No, please, we didn't say that, Randy.
What did we say?
The WAPCO, which is the West Africa Gas Pipeline, issued a statement informing us that one of their suppliers in Nigeria is embarking on a maintenance for 3 weeks. So they quickly wrote informing all the beneficiaries of the WAPCO line, i.e. Benin, Togo, Ghana, that this may cause some disruptions in the supply of gas or the amount of gas that comes in. So Gridco and ECG, being proactive, also released a statement indicating to Ghanaians that because of the work being done in Nigeria, which will cause a reduction in the supply of gas through the WAPCO line to Ghana, we might experience some challenges. Fortunately for us, Randy, WAPCO and the Ghanaian team and a committee that was set up quickly were able to find an alternative supplier of gas. And for the past week and a half, the maintenance is still ongoing in Nigeria. But you realize that we are not feeling the effects as was expected based on the release from Gridco. I mean, you could imagine when I saw the letter, the first day I saw the letter, I quickly called Gridco to find out what is the implication of this. And then later I called my director of gas to find out, fortunately, they've just spoken to WAPCO and they've been able to secure another supplier who is giving them the same amount of gas that is coming in. And that is why we are not feeling the effects of the reduction in supply, as it were. But it was important that Gridco and ECG to inform Ghanaians of that. If you realize, when it started, the first day or two, we experienced some disruptions. And then quickly, the new supplier came on board. And that is why there seemed to be some calmness within that space.
Do you still have parcels of crude?
I don't have the data as at now, but I can say that the little information that I've gathered, we should be okay. We should be okay. We should be okay. Oh, Randy, I can't give you the number of days, but thankfully, Metro TV, we are not on generator.
Please check with the technicians.
If there was a generator, Randy, when I came down there, I would have heard.
No, it's a silent one.
Oh, I would have seen something. But fortunately, as we sit here, Metro TV is not on generator. My honorable senior colleague, very respected colleague, last night you had lights.
Sorry?
You had light last night.
I did not.
Oh, please. Oh, no, that. You had light.
No, please.
There was light in your house.
Please.
In your area last night.
Please.
This morning, did you have light?
Please.
I said 8 out of 10 times. If you see someone in the south wearing a fugu, it means he didn't have light.
No.
No, but the point is, I've genset in my area.
Oh, no, it's not about genset. I'm just asking. Oh, no, I'm just making a point.
So I had light, and I said, no. For about 2 hours, we are out of light.
2 hours?
Yes.
Yesterday?
For about 2 hours.
So 2 hours?
And I had to activate my generator.
So it was 2 hours yesterday?
But it is happening.
Oh, no.
The
So it was 2 hours.
challenge.
No, it's not the frequency.
Sorry?
So you had light off from when? From 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock?
In the night, when you are asleep.
Oh, no. I know yesterday you slept with your air condition on. It was not the generator.
I don't sleep with air condition.
It was not the generator, whether fan or not. It was not the generator.
No, but there was about 2 hour break.
Yes.
Why?
But it came back. It could be a technical fault. So don't worry. You have light.
And it be frequent, very frequent.
Oh, it's not frequent. I live in
Doc. Has it do not be frequent?
I don't have any.
The frequency is unacceptable. It's worrying.
Boss, in January, February, if you had said this, I'll be worried. Everybody knew that we were having major challenges in January, February through March, but till end of March into this June.
But in Takrady, I come from Takrady. I was in Takrady during the weekend. There were about 4, light ups.
Boss, they ain't kind of crazy. There's been a major.
I'm telling you, it's a fact. So is that Dumso or DCC?
They ain't kind of crazy.
That
what we have now is some stability. Let's be frank with ourselves.
So
even Metro TV now, Metro TV, the technicians are watching us.
Minister, they are listening to people watching it.
I'm telling you, but they'll tell you that for the past 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they will switch on their generator.
We agree.
They have not.
We agree that you are struggling to regularize situations, but
the situation has been put under control
because we are told that we are going out of Dumso forever.
the situation.
But I will still have it.
Oh, the situation is under control. You know it.
Under control. I'm telling you what I know.
See, Honorable, you see.
So, Minister, are you saying that we are out of the woods of this doomsday thing?
So far, have I said so? I'm saying there's some stability. I understand so.
So there's doomsday.
Now you are saying
stability
that
in doomsday.
your light went off for 2 hours.
but
it used to be 8 hours.
Please.
Now
you created it. You created
it.
If there is stability in the doomsday thing or some control in the doomsday,
Randy's question to me was that there was a statement from Gridco that we're going to have 3 weeks of doomsday.
Yes.
I've just explained that is not the case.
What is
Fortunately, we've been able to work on a new supplier of gas.
Okay. From Nigeria?
Yes, from Nigeria. Because, of course, WAPCO, they pick their gas from Nigeria.
Okay.
That comes to us. So when we saw the first statement indicating that the supplier from Nigeria is doing some maintenance, everybody was alarmed. But that would mean that we're not going to get the amount of gas that we need. But fortunately, quickly, we're able to have an arrangement to get a new supplier.
So the 3 weeks heads up that we're giving, you think that is not going to be the case?
No, that's not. So far, since the statement came, it's been almost a week.
Okay.
Yes, but we've not experienced.
The concern is that
it's because we quickly had a new supplier of gas, and that is why things are.
So, would you want to issue a statement to explain to that effect?
No, there's no need to issue a new statement. I'm saying that the situation has been brought under control.
Who knows that? There has been a former publication.
Randy, the last time we were here, he said something very interesting. He said light is not like hidden something. When you have light, you see.
It's experiential.
It's experiential.
So you don't talk about it.
Since the statement, you are experiencing it. If the lights were going off, Ghanaians will know whether the 3 weeks the statement that came up is what is causing the doomsday. It is clear to everybody that we are not having that. So relax.
Don't mind Collins. He was doing locum in the USA, fundraising for his campaign during the registration and transfer. Remind him about our proposed JV in establishing a coconut plantation in Tetrem and Chichiri or something.
Chichiri.
So you know the source.
I know
the
source.
Okay. All right. Okay. So yesterday there was a demonstration.
So Doug, I wanted to talk about. I think it's a good deal. Mm-hmm. My concern is that we don't need to divert attention from the doomsday thing into the provision of this LPG gas in the villages and all those. There are a lot of the villages that have challenges with the extension of the power. And my constituency, for example, about 18 of them, they were awarded a contract, welded the moon. It was given to these guys, and they were on the job, and they had to stop. So I'm happy that this grant or this money is coming in. Please, let's make sure that all those communities, the regions who were hooked onto this rural extension, have their extension in place. Well, I'll come and see you later.
No problem.
So 19 of communities, Wasai's people are witnessing Dr. Randy's program now. And so we are sure that, yes, those 90 communities which had their projects ongoing and had to be halted are going to have it back.
No problem.
All right. Okay. So yesterday there was a Hands Over Hotels demonstration. It was quite peaceful until the end, where it got quite nasty. Okay. But the Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Eduma Bosman, also received a petition on behalf of the President. I'd like us to watch our reporter Zoe's report on yesterday's Hands Over Hotel demo.
Christ the King. This is not Christ the King. This is the Cocoa Research Guest House Junction. Christ the King is ahead. What are they afraid of? And then when you have taken civilians by surprise, you decide to fire tear gas at them. We will inquire into this matter further, and certainly the police hierarchy will be dragged to Parliament. They would have to answer for what they have done, because we have done our part. We have been very peaceful. We have not breached any regulation. We have followed the route diligently, meticulously. So why this surprise? Why terminate prematurely? And why fire tear gas? And now, as we speak, we've had to rush a number of people to the hospital. They better pray that there are no casualties.
And for now, you say you're waiting for the delegation which will come through from the presidency. What happens if nobody comes here?
We will keep waiting. We have the energy to wait all day. They have to come and receive the petition. And our understanding is that they informed the police hierarchy that they will be sending reps to come receive the petition. So we'll wait for them.
Have you got any notification from the police as to the correspondence between themselves and the presidency?
They only told us that when they terminate us at the Christ the King Church, they will invite the president's representatives in the Jubilee House to come for the petition. So we are law-abiding citizens, and we are waiting for them. We don't know who they are sending, and I don't talk to anybody in the Jubilee House. So we are waiting for them to come and receive the petition.
Early days here, but do we know which hospital these persons have been taken to? The number or you?
Yes, I have put a team on it, and after the demonstration, we'll be going to visit them. I suspect that the closest hospital will be 37, and so they are likely to be there. But I'm only making an intelligent guess, because I just told them to rush them to the nearest hospital. When we are done with the presentation of the petition, I will promptly go to the hospital. I'll follow up with the team and go and visit them. I hope that they are okay and nothing happens to them.
Honorable, thank you.
And we are about to start. But let this be a message to government, irrespective of which government will come today or tomorrow, that you can no longer take the people of this country for granted. Yes. My brothers and sisters, the hotel we are talking about is a strategic national asset. This hotel is more profitable than the organization that is trying to buy it. Where is the principle under this? It has nothing to do with any individual. If the name of the person behind is even Kwame, Kojo, Amma or Kujeto, the principle under which we are protesting would have been the same. Okay. In any case, not too long ago, government under President Akufo-Addo came to Parliament that we should build more hotels. They came and said we should give tax waivers to a lot of hotels. In fact, since we gave the tax waivers, some of the hotels haven't laid one block after taking the tax waivers. And then they went further to insist that the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund should by force invest in the platinum property to build Pullman Hotel at the airport. They said government should invest $50 million. After investing $25 million, they have abandoned the project at the airport. So where is the evidence that this government have got a record of improving any hotel in this country, including their own? So this is to say that enough is enough. And I want to commend the TUC and all labor organizations. They are saving their own future. When my mother, who is also a pensioner, contributes to a SNP throughout her life, you cannot just hand it over willy-nilly to somebody because he's in government. Yes. I think this is wrong, and we want to take the opportunity to commend Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa for initiating.
Promise to reconstruct it. Today, we are on the foundation level, telling us it's 20% complete, where a lot of people of La have died or have lost their lives. You come to the trade fair, they pull down machinery of people and some La citizens, where we, the people of La, we get our daily bread. What we see now, they have shared it to individuals, and the people of La have not been told anything. We are here again, the hotels in La, Dadekotopon, government and SNIT have come together to sell off these hotels. And today we are saying no to the government and his cronies. And we are saying no to SNIT, because as workers of Ghana, we all contribute to SNIT. When we go on retirement, What pension are we going to get? And so today, we are sounding it clear to them that we will not allow it again. We will not be spectators, but will be citizens. And we will resist oppressors' rule with all our will and might, because enough is enough. Go to Laboni, go to cantonments, government bungalows that government officials lived in. They have acquired them, pulled them down, and it's so sad. And we, the people of La, we have been deprived of whatever we have. And today we are here to join Okujeto, the members of parliament, and all civil society organizations to say, Nanado, we no go agree.
Dividends, holding the accident, Shikada make a bar, what no, me. First one and a premier commercial. Now, my back to I. Don't I can look at me. I dare you. I'm a neighbor. I'm a bapu. What's one? I'm a bapu. But I'm going to ask Chipo one only. Now, I'm police. We don't need them. The Eshitiaga say me. Chipo one only. Or I can look at you. Look. Chalo Manyaba.
Between the demonstrators and the police, we want
8. The Blay brothers should be made to respect the initial joint venture agreement with Labadi Beach Hotel and compensate Labadi Beach Hotel for the financial losses their reckless conduct has occasioned. 9. State assets should not be deliberately run down so that politicians will successfully sell them to themselves. 10. The Honorable Brian Champo and all politicians and politically exposed persons should never be allowed to buy state assets. 11. It must be understood that state assets are for all Ghanaians, not a few greedy, unpatriotic politicians. 12. If our state hotels are good for Honorable Brian Champon and the Blay brothers, then they must be good for all Ghanaians. 13. The government must explain to Ghanaians why the so-called saviors of struggling SNIT investments are not interested in saving real, massive loss-making entities such as STC. Is it because they are not profitable? 14. President Akufo-Addo should promptly dismiss his appointees within his cabinet and those on the SNIT board and SNIT management for engaging in this scandalous transaction, which violates multiple laws and does not guarantee value for money. 15. Last but not the least, we call on President Akufo-Addo to commit to assenting to a private member's bill banning all politicians and politically exposed persons from buying state assets when Parliament concludes the bill and forwards same to his office. For God and country, Ghana first. This is our petition. Thank you very much.
Come forward. Come inside.
Thank you very much, the Honorable Member of Parliament for North Tong. I see other members of Parliament over here, Member of Parliament for Boku. I see the General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. I see Wuloma here, other members of the party and allied groups. Thank you for this petition. We are delighted to pick it because it is part of the exercise of our democratic rights guaranteed under Chapter 5 of our Constitution. We are also grateful that this procession and demonstration has taken place without any negative outcomes. We are happy that the cooperation has gone on between the demonstrators and the police. We want to keep in the spirit of democracy. As you know, this year is an election year. We want to do everything in a clean, peaceful, and calm manner. So I've received this petition on behalf of the President. I'll submit same, and I can assure you that it will be looked into and the appropriate measures taking place as and when it is deemed fit and proper to do so. Thank you so very much, and God bless us all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so that was the Hands of Our Hotels demo, spearheaded by the Honourable Member of Parliament for the North Tong constituency, Samuel Kujatua Blakwa, and supported by many others. His group in Parliament, his party, other political parties, other civil society organizations, labor itself, and Ghanaians from all walks of life. And well, we also saw the bad scenes of the pepper spraying and tear gas spraying as well that nearly marred what was supposed to be a successful, peaceful demonstration. And it had to do with terminating the, changing the terminating point for the demonstration as against what was agreed on. That was the thing. But eventually, we also saw the Deputy Chief of Staff, Mr. Emmanuel Adumwa Bosman. I'm sure a lot of you don't know that name. You know Carlos von Brazzi. Okay, it's Mr. Emmanuel Adumwa Bosman, Deputy Chief of Staff, who received a petition on behalf of the President. And you heard bits about what the petitioners are asking for, and the response also from the Deputy Chief of Staff on behalf of the President. So three key things here. I think the Honorable Okujeto Ablakwa and the demonstrators or the petitioners are really asking for a reversal of the decision to do this, and they've raised issues with the process. Labour itself has raised all those issues. Labour's reps on the board have raised those issues, and they've said that this can be found in the minutes of the board of SNIT as well. They're saying that, this whole process must be halted. There is a conflict of interest matter which is before charge. Now, key in all this is also a private member's bill. And that bill, spearheaded by Honorable Okujeto, seeks to stop all political office holders and politically exposed persons from acquiring any state asset henceforth. Yesterday, I was asking your colleague, Sly, whether he will support this bill. He said never. He will not support it, because as far as he is concerned, if an Osofo can go and acquire a state asset, nothing should stop a politician, provided due process is followed. Deputy Minister, let me start over here.
Randy, first of all, let me thank the police for...
I want to thank the police.
For giving guidance, protection to the protesters while they were exercising their democratic rights. Of course, at the tail end, there was some scuffle. That is regrettable. I don't think we should be throwing tear gas to citizens who are demonstrating. So that's regrettable. But Randy, what was the purpose of the demonstration, first of all? What was it? I've seen some placards whilst we were showing. Julobi Brian. What has Brian stolen? Randy, what has Brian? What has he stolen? Sikaben Wiria, what has he stolen? That you can describe him as Julo. At this particular stage, what has Brian done? An advert is put in the papers by a state institution, which is governed by its board and management, to sell some aspects of their assets. A company belonging to Brian, not Brian's company alone, other companies, put in a bid. So somebody becomes Julo because he put in a proposal. Just because Brian, a company that belongs to Brian the Champion, has put in a bid for estate assets or an asset belonging to SNIT, after an advert had been put in the papers by that same state company, Brian is being described as Julo. You say conflict of interest. You've taken it to Sraj. Sraj has not even sat on the case to determine whether there's conflict of interest or not. You're on the streets. Now, I heard my very good friend, my sister, the MP for La, Randy, he says they are resisting oppressors' rule. Where is the oppressors' rule in this whole transaction? She says that they are resisting oppressors' rule. Where in this whole transaction, based on the data that we have received, that demonstrates that government is oppressing its citizens? Tell me. It says they are resisting oppressors' rule. The demonstration is to resist oppressors' rule. What has happened? What exactly has happened that makes her think that the government is oppressing its citizens? Because a company belonging to Brian has put in a proposal to buy assets belonging to SNET. I'm trying to understand this whole thing. And describing Brian as Julo, a thief. We did the same thing to Jacob Echebilamte. My same senior brother, Brian Ogudeto Ablakwa. Jake is a thief. He has stolen government's house, government assets. What happened in the Supreme Court? What happened at the Supreme Court? He lost the case. But by then, you had described Jake as a thief. That was what was in the public domain. You are telling Brian that he's a thief. Julobi? Because he put in the proposal. Why? Now they are talking about principle. Okutedo says he's bringing a bill to Parliament that government officials should not buy assets belonging to government. Randy, I've sat here before. In principle, we are appointed to oversee assets belonging to the entire citizenry. So ordinarily, I don't have a problem with that principle. But at what point did Okudeto realize this principle that they are talking about? At what point? When Mr. Hoy acquired some part of estate assets, net assets in Cape Coast, that principle was not part of it. It was not existent. The NDC members of parliament who are on the streets demonstrating, they forgot the principle at that time. So where's the principle? When NDC is in power and officials of NDC acquire state assets, there's no principle. When MPP is in power and a member of our party put in a proposal, because as we speak now, Brian does not own the assets. He's Julobi.
I just heard you say that in principle,
yes,
you disagree with the acquisition of state assets by politicians and politically exposed persons.
Yes.
Did I hear you right?
Yes.
Okay. Then you should be happy that there is the intent or the resolve to legislate same.
My problem is the people leading that legislation now.
No, so you're saying that, hold on, Chief.
Yes.
You're saying that because if that were the case, yes, then the point you're making is that if we're to go by what you're saying, it means that anybody who belongs to any of the political parties that has been in power in Ghana will not have the moral right to say that, look, enough of this thing. We should legislate and ensure that it stops.
Okay, I get the point I'm making. But I'm saying the one leading the charge and calling people Julobi and all that, I'm saying that he was politically active. Please, I'm coming.
You mean Sami has called somebody?
No, oh, Randy, take your time. I saw the placard. I was just watching your
the placards?
Yes.
But not Okudeto.
I mean, Okudeto was the one leading the demonstration. He's the one leading the demonstration. People he has mobilized onto the streets are describing Mr. Brian Tampon as Julobi.
But no, I didn't see
it.
I saw it.
Absolutely.
I saw it.
What is Julobi?
But it's honorable.
Randy, what I'm saying is that
inscriptions on placards during demonstrations.
I am saying that it is unfair.
Oh yeah,
it is absolutely unfair for you to demonize Brian at this particular stage when all he has done is to put in a proposal. When all he has done is to put in a proposal after the same snake company has put in the graphic calling people to express interest in the purchase of their assets.
Right.
At what point does he become Julobi? But this is what's in the public domain. I've listened to all the conversations on radio and TV. Government is trying to give it the asset to Brian clandestinely without due process. But we are talking about board minutes. TUC is on the board. We are talking about board minutes.
Yeah, but we know what the TUC has said about the transaction.
I'm telling
the fact that They're saying that what they have said can be borne out by the board minutes.
I'm saying, Randy, for me, I don't have any problem. I'm saying the people leading the charge. I saw Fifi Kwete. I saw all those top NDC guys.
But they leading the charge.
Oh, didn't you see Fifi Kwete standing by?
Yes.
Didn't you see the majority chief whip?
Yes, they were all there.
They were all there.
Yeah,
they were all there.
They led it, yes.
I am saying that where was the majority chief whip? When Mr. Atuahoe acquired, it's a minority shareholder in the Snitch Hotel in Cape Coast.
Which hotel?
Oh, please.
Which hotel? Tell me the hotel.
Time. I'm coming.
You've mentioned.
Oh, take what I've said. It's Snitch Hotel in Cape Coast.
Which hotel?
I'm saying he knows it.
No.
He knows what I'm talking about.
State, be specific.
Where is the principal? Where is the
Which hotel?
Let me give you more names. Alhaji Hudu Yaya.
Which hotel Cape Coast?
Take your time, boss. You know I respect you.
No, but
Alhaji Hudu Yaya bought catering rest house in Tamale. Where was the principal? Where was Fifi Kwete? Where was Okudeta Blakwa? That's the point I'm making.
So are you suggesting
that's the point I'm making.
Honorable,
when it is NDC, it is fine.
Honorable, are you suggesting that I'm sure that Honorable Blakwa can speak for himself, so I'm not here to it's not my responsibility to do that. Are you suggesting that because some of these things happened in the past, and it doesn't even matter whether some of the people you are talking to were in school when it happened or not, but are you saying that because of that, it must continue? That's why earlier on I said that you said in principle you disagree, and so you believe that it is wrong, it's obscene, it shouldn't happen. Okay, but nobody is taking the steps to ensure that it doesn't happen. Somebody decides to take the step that it shouldn't happen with respect to the private members bill, and you say that because people associated with his political tradition have in the past engaged in that, he lacks the moral right to pursue same.
I'm saying.
Then who will have the moral right to do it?
In all the conversations, have you heard those leading the charge now mention anybody from the NDC who has acquired a state asset? In all the conversations,
yes,
it will be right for Kudeta to say, hey.
But I've not heard them. See you, Honorable.
Because it is
Honorable,
mine.
Honorable, hold on.
No,
Honorable, hold on. I've not heard them speak about NPP persons who have bought state assets in the past. There is a current issue going on, and they have raised that issue and used that issue as a catalyst. Whether the issue of conflict of interest can be established or not, I don't know. That's for Shraj to come out and deal with it. Whether the issues raised about the impropriety of the transaction in terms of the processes and others, whether that can be sustained or not, I'm not in a position to say so. I hope you understand what I'm saying. But you talk about a principle, and that principle perhaps cuts across all political parties in the Fourth Republic. But you sit here and you say that in principle you disagree with that thing, which means that you don't think that it must continue. Now, a colleague of yours says that, look, that thing that you think must not happen, there is a semblance of it happening. Look, there are people who say it is right, there are people who say it is wrong. There are people who say even if it is wrong, there is an issue of due process.
Let me clarify.
Yes.
I think it is wrong if the person uses undue influence based on his position.
How do you establish the undue influence?
That is why Kudeta has gone to strike.
No, I'm saying that how do you even establish the undue
I'm saying that's why Kudeta has gone to
Because
strike.
there are people who say, if you listen to the trades union, they also raised issues about who is purchasing. There are people who believe that political office holders and politically exposed persons, by virtue of their proximity and access, must not come close to it. Because it's difficult for you to determine whether they... And on this program, I've sat here and both people in government and people who've been in government before, I've sat here and told us stories about how they are even called. I hope they've told those stories here. So the principle of, don't you say that you support the principle. I'm saying that somebody believes that, look, we should legislate it once and for all. If the majority of the people in parliament or majority of people in the country believe that no,
Randy,
politicians should be free or politically exposed person should be free to engage in that same way as anybody else. Let that decision be made.
But I have some information. They say 9 companies responded to the advert. I just want to ask a question. Rock City Hotel Limited, Yawado Development, Spartan Ives, Temple Investment, Westbridge Developers. If any of the companies had won the bid, would we be having this discussion?
I doubt.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So, in principle, people are not against SNITs diverting part of the shares or its ownership.
No, when you talk, Chief, when you talk about whether we'll be having this conversation, I was looking at the conversation centered around whose company is buying.
Yes, I'm saying that.
But in terms of whether people will agree with the diversion or not, the valuation or not, that's another matter.
That's a matter. But I'm saying that we will not be having, because the whole discussion is like Brian is a cabinet minister. He owns a company. And by virtue of his position, he's bringing some influence to bear in the decision of SNIT.
Yes.
I am saying that if Brian had not won this bid or had not gone far with this bid, and any of the unlisted 8 companies had won, would we be having this discussion?
There won't be a conflict of interest issue. There won't be a political office holder, an allegation of a political office holder.
Fantastic. So the whole idea of selling some part of SNIT's shares is not the issue. The whole issue is because the one who seems to be leading in the whole bidding process is associated with...
No, I have a little problem in accepting that, because you see, when I listen to Labour, and I try to look at this issue beyond the Honorable Kujato Ablakwa, because he's not the only person leading the charge. Labour itself has held a presser address by the head of Labour himself, and I can play it for you what he actually said, and the position of their members on the board, and how their members on the board were against the processes. You understand what I'm saying? So people have raised issues about the processes, whether they are right or wrong. I'm saying that sitting here, I'm not in a position to make that determination.
Yes.
But they have raised those issues which they thought even needed the president's attention, and they have raised. If you listen to Labour, they even spoke about other things happening at SNIT that they seek to bring to the president's attention. And this, obviously, the other things will have nothing to do with the minister or the member of parliament.
I heard of Fujeto whilst was reading his petition that the president will sack any cabinet minister who is seen to be involved in this whole process. The president will sack Brian Echampo because his company expressed interest in an advertisement that had been put out by a state institution.
Yeah, it's fair to disagree with you.
But I'm trying to understand the rationale behind the demonstration. That's the point I'm making. Conflict of interest has not been established yet. So this whole demonstration, what was it intended to achieve? And the whole demonstration, Randy, is about Brian. This whole demonstration, they're not even talking about the company. It's about Brian. Brian Echampo is because his company is in government. Brian Echampo is in government. You are not being fair to the gentleman. You are not being fair to Brian. Because at the end of the day, if Sraj, based on your petition, Sraj rules that what you brought has no merit, you would have destroyed a reputation that has been built over the years. And Brian did not start Rock City just last year. He's been a businessman for a very long time. Gradually, a young man built such a beautiful edifice. Now, suddenly, look at what you are doing to him. Demonstrating, get people on the street, and all that you are talking about is conflict of interest. Brian, government official, you are not being fair. You are just simply not being fair to him.
Okay, Honorable, let me bring in.
Thank you.
Maybe you can establish some fairness for us.
Thank you, Doc. I think that I want to take this opportunity, Medium, to commend and congratulate my brother, Honorable Samuel Kujato, MP for Norton, for such a successful demonstration. I also want to give the commendation to our colleague MPs who participated in that, the other party leaders, and the country at large, the workers and so on, that participated in the demonstration. I think it was a successful one, but for the mere end, that the police using the tear gas and so on, that is what I want to condemn. I think that the police needn't have to do that. It's unacceptable. That was a peaceful demonstration by Ghanaians and more especially members of parliament in this act. And so the need for the use of the tear gas wasn't necessary. That wasn't too necessary at all. But look, I think that we shouldn't see this issue as Okujoto going after, my brother Brian. Okujoto, remember in the past, he's done the same as far as to going to the Supreme Court on some MPP, leaders going for this land spray, and that the issue relating to the late Richard came in. Apart from that, there were other party leaders who went into this spray, going. Sorry. You let me finish, please.
What is the conclusion?
Please allow me to finish. I gave you a lot of time. I just want to tell you, Okujoto is doing his work, and it is not because of Brian. It was a national call, and people who thought alike with him had to support him going forward. And I give reference to the action he took with reference to going to the Supreme Court and many others where politicians had to go for this land grab. So I think that should be very, very clear. You made reference to my colleague made reference to the fact that the MP there said, process rule and so on. What the lady was talking about, but the land grab, she's an MP there, but the guys should be talking about this, the land grab. And these properties, doctor, sit on the land and adjoining properties. And you see, the government acquired...
Well, she mentioned the La Hospital situation. She mentioned the trade fair.
Exactly. And you see, I think the Ghana, chiefs and people should be concerned. The Ghana people should be concerned about this because these are state lands that the state acquired for the use of government or for the state. So if you don't have the need for that, give back to them. It's as simple as that. And so I'm not even sure the details of whether it is a freehold or lease. So in land we have the freehold and lease. For lease, that will be given maybe 50 years or 99 years, and most of the time it's 99 years. And after that, it comes back to the original owner, and we start with the negotiations. And most of the land that were acquired by the government were freehold. So it becomes, they pay you, particularly those ones that were acquired by the colonial government, colonial people. So the point is that we don't even know the details of the indenture. Is it the same freehold? Because when that thing happens, whoever buys takes it forever. And so I think that the Ghana people should be concerned. And I know very well some of this is going to be happening in the Ashanti region, Kumasi. Because Tufo has so much control in state land in Ashanti region and Kumasi. So I think that the MP was talking for her people, and my friend shouldn't think that in the issue of oppressors through. Why would you want to, bungalows? You just sell it to individuals, and people living there, the what they call it, the trade fair area, and so on. I think that is the reference. She's a politician, and she has to let the people know that indeed, and as Ghana, she's concerned about that.
Your honorable colleague raises the point of moral authority and justification, with reference to the fact that some of this acquisition of state properties and even lands occurred when your party was in government previously.
Exactly. So you raise the concern that, so something was wrong and now it cannot be corrected. So Honorable Okujoto and the leaders of this demonstration are concerned that something is wrong. So granted that it was wrong, the same thing should happen. The concern, I think, that I would advise my brother Brian to withdraw. Because see, why is Brian on this? Because she is a minister, a cabinet minister, of course. And so, why would you want to get into something that everybody is talking about?
But he is a businessman.
Absolutely. My point is that, you see, where it is slippery, you see, in the Bible it says that we have the right to do everything, but not nothing that we can do. You see, he is a businessman, but in this circumstance, he's a very special person. And so, that is why the president will have to come in. He's a businessman. I'm told that he's taking himself out of his business. And so when, granted that he didn't know, and the company or the board took charge to do
The
that.
records at the Registrar General suggest that he's a social holder and beneficial owner.
Exactly. So because he's a minister, a top minister, and this is happening, better withdraw. There are many areas that he can invest in. So the issue is about the morality, the ethics around it. And so if his colleague, Honorable Okujoto, has concerns about that, I support that. And Honorable, I think that we need to make a commitment here. That private members bill thing that Honorable Okujoto is talking about, we will support it. We have to support it. But you see, we need to be, we need to be clear in our minds that if you are a politician, your access to power, the access to authority is huge, unlike the other person. So because of that influence, you want to be careful going to some areas. So this demonstration to me is appropriate, and I want to commend them. And you see, I also expect that the same thing be done. We have to do the same thing in Central Region. That we have the
Central Region
Rare Ridge Hotel. That is one of the juicy hotels in the country. And even La Hotel, I'm told that about 158 million cedis was posted in Accra here, was posted as profit. These are hotels that are doing very well. And the Ridge Royal is one of the best hotels in Central.
I stay there when I go to
Thank you.
Coast, so.
And if you go there in the weekend, sorry, if you don't book.
But I wept when I went to Bejaya.
Exactly.
Elmina, yeah.
Exactly. And Busia Beach as well. But the point is that.
In the Ridge Royal.
Yes.
So the issue is that my point is that
they bought it when the NDC was in power.
Which Ahoy are you talking about? You can't say Ahoy's. You have to say Ahoy, Kwamna Ahoy, and
It's about the principle.
No,
I'm saying that when
said
we were
Ahoy,
in power,
the
Ahoys were able to purchase Smith assets and now a minority holder in Ridge Royal.
The principle is
at that time,
please.
You were not bold enough to say
please.
what you are saying now.
So what I'm saying,
that is the point I'm making.
Which of the Ahoys?
That's the point I'm making.
Which of the Ahoys are you talking about?
That's the point
Because it cannot be blanket. The other aspect of it is that which status were these guys in? Atu, was he a minister? Atu, what was his level?
There's a politically exposed person.
That's the
Thank
point.
you, but I agree. But the point is that at what level did they come in?
That's the point,
and
Randy.
so on. So the issue for me
No,
is
no,
that
the Ahoys, whether they are in government or not, how powerful they are.
you are a deputy minister. You are a deputy minister. Certainly, your minister is above you. So that level is there. So, but what I'm saying is that if this issue is cited at the top, a cabinet minister who is also a businessman is involved in this, the best thing is to get yourself out, and that is not the end of it. So the other aspect of it, I asked you, I want to be very clear. You want to indicate here which of the Ahoy. Don't just say Ahoys. If it is Kwesi, if it is Ato, if it is Kwamna, get it clear.
Randy made the point that they are politically exposed. Just as you are making us feel.
So say Ahoy. I want you to be specific. Which of the Ahoys? If you come here and blanket Ahoys, that is not the issue. The other aspect of it that Doc, I want to talk about, which is very critical, is that if this bill is pushed in Parliament, we need to commit ourselves to support it.
Did you commit yourself to the principle?
A principle.
You did not commit yourself to the principle.
And the bill will cure the principle.
Did you commit yourself to the principle?
So
you're
the
not
point
bold
is
enough to condemn what your people acquire during your time. But you're asking me to commit myself to a bill that is yet to come to Parliament.
You see, Doc, the issue is about political exposed person. But even within this political exposed space, there are categories. My brother's Brian issue here, you see, the point is that don't just be advertising Brian on this negative space because, of course, he's a minister. He is a top minister. And so if people have concerns about that, the best thing for probably the president to do, now, whether matters of principle or what, let's slip in Doc's line, we move on. So I think that, for me, it is something that people have concern. Of course, Shrag will rule that thing out. But I think that the demonstration was important. But Brian and Doc, the other aspect of it is that all these hotels are the pride of the state. These are savings of pensioners. Okay? And so, I think you pay SNIT, right?
Of course.
Of course. So you are part of it. So if we can...
And for my employees too.
Exactly. And so, how do we invest? All these monies are invested. And one of the best and smart way of investment is this estate, the hotels and so on, which is making profit. So if you're not able to manage this, what is the sense of the investment and all those payments that we're making? So I think that if it is Labadinko, it is the pride of the state. the government will have to come in, and if there are management challenges, they have to inject some discipline in there for that to happen to work very well. And so why would you want to divest it? Why would you want to sell it in the first place? I think that because, and Doc, you also mentioned that, I'm happy that you brought it up, that, the trade unions, they have also spoken about it. And so if the trade unions are talking about it, and the MPs are talking about it, and everybody's talking about it, let's stop it and move on. But that is not the only place that we can invest in as businessmen. So I thought that my colleague was going to make some comments about the fact that my honorable member of parliament did say the oppressors rule, and specifically, Randy, you need to take.
We are being oppressed over our lands.
Exactly, it's a fact.
Look,
it's a fact.
If indeed it turns out that the trades fair lands is not going to be used for the original thing intended,
that's a good honest.
And that is now being
sold to
cut and sold off to individuals and real estate developers. That is
that is
that's the question she's talking about. So I think that I detest that. It's unacceptable, and those grabs should stop. Randy, the worrying aspect of it, you remember 2008.
Because I've seen some machinery there clearing the whole land and whatever. I don't know what it is for. I've heard a lot of things.
Yes.
I mean, nobody's even come out to come and tell us what it is about.
With
when
impunity.
we had all those demolitions of people's offices and businesses, they were told that the whole trade fair project was going to take off and all that, and that is why they did that. Now we're hearing different things. I'm still digging. I want to be sure about what is happening before I proceed to speak on it. But if what we're hearing is what they're really doing,
but the guys should sit up.
Anyway.
And I made reference to the fact that, because I've worked with Lands Commission, I know it can happen next. Otunfo knows there, the space there. It's not going to happen. So if it's not happening somewhere,
let's wait for the details.
What details?
No, because
so this demonstration is not only for Brian.
It's for Brian.
It is also for the government or this oppressors routine, the grab. You see, Doc, 2008, getting to the end of the exit of MPP, the same thing happened. This land grab. Unfortunately, getting to the end of this government too, the same thing is happening. Is it synonymous with MPP?
Let's take a break.
Don't go.
We're back shortly.
I've gone there.
Government officials lived in.
This is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV, and I still have with me on the show this morning the Honorable Deputy Minister of Energy and the MP for Efija-Kwabre North, the Honorable Collins Adumaku-Mensah, and also with me on the show is the former Deputy Minister of Roads, MP for Wasa East MP, and the ranking member on the Roads and Transport Committee in Parliament, the Honorable Isaac Ejay Mensah. Ayesoko, that could so be big, but Betway's cash out be bigger. Betway is giving you more control over every thrilling bet you place. Enjoy the biggest and most reliable cash out in Ghana on Betway without any hassle. Sign up today at betway.com.gh. Terms and conditions apply. It's not for persons under 18 and is regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, get way more. Blue Jeans energy drink has been on the Ghanaian market for over 20 years. We already know what it does for the body. It contains vitamins and nutrients like vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are known to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried. It's indeed the best. Blue Jeans energy drink is for bold and active men and women. So go on, grab a cold can and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. You can reach Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208 128 190 055 001 0000. Right. The Functional Executive Committee of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, has announced the party's national campaign team for the upcoming December 7 general elections. The appointments were made yesterday, Tuesday, June 18, after extensive consultations and deliberation, according to a statement signed by the party's General Secretary, Fifi Fiavi Kwete. Now, it reads, the national campaign team comprises 1. Fifi Fiavi Kwete, General Secretary, Campaign Coordinator. 2. Dr. Joseph Yamin, National Organizer, Deputy Campaign Coordinator in charge of regional campaigns. 3. Richard Kwashiga, Deputy Campaign Coordinator in charge of parliamentary campaigns. 4. Chief Hamilton Nixon Baine, Deputy Campaign Coordinator in charge of special operations. 5. Sami Jemfi, National Communications Officer. 6. George Operado, National Youth Organizer. 7. Dr. Anna Louisa Bisu Kote, National Women's Organizer. 8. Alaji Kuo Yanga, National Zongo Caucus Coordinator. 9. Professor Joshua Labi, Head of Flag Bearers Campaign. 10. Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, Spokesperson, Flag Bearers Campaign. 11. Beatrice Annan, Deputy Spokesperson, Flag Bearers Campaign. 12. Alex Segbefia, Head of Running Mates Campaign. 13. James Ajenim Boatin, Spokesperson, Running Mates Campaign. 14. Erika J, Deputy Spokesperson, Running Mates Campaign. Other members of the National Campaign Team are Richard Anamo, representative of the NDC's Professionals Forum. Shine Gave, representative of the Cadres Front. Dr. Nashiru Sahaku, Obuobia Daku Opoku, Mary Ewusi. The National Campaign Team shall work under the guidance of a campaign steering committee that comprises Johnson Asiedu Nketia Chairman, Fifi Fiavikwete, Dr. Atu Forsin, Right Honorable Do Ajao, Alhaji Hudu Yaya, Kofi Totobi Kwachi, Samuel Ofoswampofu, Dr. Kwabna Dufo, Betty Mold Idrisu, Julius Debra, Marietta Brew, Dr. Valerie Sawyer, Sampi Yale, Alhaji Alhassan Ligby. And the National Campaign Team and Steering Committee shall all work under the leadership of the flag bearer of the party, H.E. John Dramani Mahama, and report to the functional and national executive committees of the party in the discharge of their duties. And of course, Dr. Omani Buama is the Director of Elections of the party. Any surprises in this, Honorable? I know the issue of campaign coordinator is a constitutional issue.
Exactly.
The NDC's constitution. Yeah. The General Secretary is a campaign coordinator.
Exactly.
If I'm correct.
Yeah, you are.
Okay.
So, Doc, I think that this is fantastic. For me, I want to take opportunity to commend the leadership for this. Mm-hmm. And this demonstrates to you that NDC is ready for power. Mm. Because we've gone through the process, we've gone through the primaries, our making sure that we have our PCs in place. We've gone through the process of getting our flag bearer, the process of getting the running mate and all those ready. I'm not sure what the ruling party is ready. Look, when you don't have all these things in place, you have barely 6 months to go. Then it shows you how readiness and preparedness some people are. I think the MPP has lost it. As you speak now, you've not been able to tell us who your running mate, the guy who's going to support in Dr. Baumia, going forward. So I think that, Doc, this demonstrates the preparedness and the readiness and the diligence of NDC for you. Mm. And I think if you check through the details, they all get to the flag bearer, and the flag bearer also gets to the functional executive committee of the party. Mm. Very structured, and it is very constitutional. Perfect.
I was doing my checks, and I found out that you have 5 women on the national campaign team. Yeah. And then for the campaign steering committee, you have 3 women. So the 5 women on the national campaign team are Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, Beatrice Annan, Obobia Daku Opoku, Mary Ewusi. Okay. And Abisu, yes. So those are the 5 that you have.
Strong.
And then on the campaign steering committee, you have Betty Moldidrisu, Marietta Brew, Dr. Valerie Sawyer.
Yes, so very strong. And you see, we give due regard to competence, and our women are there not because they have to be representing women. They are there because of their competence. Mm. The likes of Louisiana, the likes of Bauer and those. But you see, Doc, we have gone through all the nitty-gritties coming to this level. The committees and all those, the representation, everything solid. And it tells you, and this is ready for power. We are ready to take over. I probably want to comment on that one. I don't think that the MPP is ready. Mm. You see, it's so critical because you need to get the running mate to be in place. And as we speak now, it is not there. So it's up to Ghanaians to know, to see that yes, NDC is ready and is ready to take over. And there's no doubt about it. With this structure, with this campaign structure, Doc, we're ready to go.
Really?
Of course, yes. Of course. But I'm also happy that you make reference to the women. The very critical. For the women, it's also, and that's what I say, it's about competence. They are women of quality, women of value, women who have excelled in the areas of expertise. And in the past, while you found them performing, they did that, excellently and diligently. So, you see, all I have to say is that NDC is ready and ready to take over power. So I commend the leadership for this action, and let's stay united and move on.
Okay. So just a couple of things. I'm sure you know Julius Logas.
Logas?
Yes.
Yeah, I know him.
So it's referred to an experience he had with you when you were in office.
Yes.
And so
what was it?
That was very positive.
Exactly.
Very positive experience.
Okay,
So
thank you, Logas.
Applauding your humility and
thank you
and proactiveness in office.
Thanks.
Dr. Tony Obin says you're a fantastic human being. That's how I described it.
Thank you, Doc.
All right. Okay. So the former Central Regional Minister, the Honorable Aquinas.
Aquinas, yeah.
Yes, Kwanzaa.
Yeah.
Says Ahoy didn't buy an already finished hotel, but rather mooted the idea of building that hotel and sold the idea for Smith's buy-in, as far as I know. So it says it wasn't a Smith asset that he bought.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's his take on that. Should we move on? This one is not your house matter.
No.
You still have a comment?
He's going to tell us when they are going to elect their brother. When their running mate is coming, isn't it?
Yes.
My colleague is so excited.
Yeah.
Just because they've released their campaign team. There's nothing new.
We have our running mates.
I mean, there's nothing new. I mean, campaign team announcement. NDC has been.
It's no big deal.
They have been announcing campaign teams every election, and the results are clear.
You're ready.
Don't worry.
Are you ready?
I'm sure you were ready in 2016 when you announced your campaign.
But now,
team.
are you ready?
I'm saying you were very sure when you announced the 2020 campaign team. So it's nothing new. Don't worry. Let me congratulate them. There are a few of them who are friends of mine, and I'm happy
like
to.
Who?
Oh, I've seen Beatrice.
Okay, Beatrice is your friend.
She's my friend.
Hey.
Hey.
She's not part of the caucus.
Minister.
She's Mrs. Beatrice.
Oh, she's not part of the caucus.
Okay, all right. Okay.
She's my friend. I'm happy to see her name. Erica J. Yes, my very good friend. I'm happy to see his name on the list. Of course, Sami Jefi and Co, because we meet a couple of times on radio for discussion. Obviously, his name had to be there. He's the National Communication Officer. Opariado, my friend. So I'm happy. But Randy, no surprises. It's the same old names that we know. Sidney Keti has been in the system for almost.
You're the chairman.
Oh, take your time. You had your
I'm not running.
You had your bite. Yeah. I'm saying that the names.
It's my baby. This is my baby.
Yeah, you don't frighten us. Sidney Keti is there.
Oh, okay.
For the past 30 years, he's been in the system. Fifi Kwete from propaganda secretary to minister to general secretary. No news. My very good friend Ato Forsen is there. 4-time member of parliament.
He's a minority leader. Say it.
No news. Totobi Kwache. He predates me. Okay. No news. Alaji
okay. Totobi Kwache, no news for you.
Oh, Dr. Kwabnado 4. I mean, the old guys, the same old people.
So this is a steering committee, it's like a board.
Yeah, I know. The board, I mean, the campaign team report.
Are you suggesting that when yours come, we'll be seeing names we don't know about?
Who said so? He's trying to create the impression that this is the panacea.
Of course, yes.
And I'm saying that these people you are talking about. Hey, that don't know. It's Fifi Kwete. It's Fifi. It's Joseph Yamin. I've known him from.
These are the guys.
Oh.
Now it's Doctor.
Doctor, yes, I've seen it.
So there are some new perspectives.
The prefix have changed. Randy.
Do you still remember Lalas?
Randy, it's no news, but let me congratulate them.
Right.
I mean, amongst the number of NDC people, if you've been selected as among the few to form a campaign team, I think we should congratulate them for how far they've come. And Randy, let me also, I'm sure we are almost wrapping up. I want to take opportunity also to thank Mr. Kennedy Japan. You know, he joined our flag bearer on a store in Ashanti region. Very refreshing. And then during his birthday, he made some very, very interesting comments that he, as a person, is still a member of the party, in spite of the pressure that had come upon him to go independent. He has decided to stay with the party. He's rallying his supporters. And when I say his supporters, those who supported him during his bid, to join hands with him for all of us to support our flag bearer. Randy, it was very, very refreshing. I want to thank him for his magnanimity. And, Randy, it's important. It's important that I do this, Randy.
Oh, do it. I just talked to you.
Oh, Randy said, Randy, I know Randy when I know the face.
Oh, I see.
Look at me. I want to ask you a question. Look at me.
Doc, saying that.
Doc, I'm seeing you for the first time. I'm meeting Doc for the first time, so you know him better.
He's anticipating something. He's anticipating a question you want to avoid.
So I want to thank him. I mean, it was very refreshing, very, very cordial, and I'm calling on, as he put it. He also made a point that those who supported Dr. Bawumia during the campaign should also reciprocate the gesture. And I think it's a very good call. And I want all of us to come together to prosecute this agenda. Thank you so much, Dr. Kennedy Japan.
Just a quick, I think that I was surprised when Politics for You, MPP Politics for You, remember their campaign for...
I'm not the voice of campaign.
Can you imagine the sort of things that were said about Bawumia? There is incompetence, he cannot perform and all those. I hope that he means it.
He means it.
So we wish him well. Yeah, but honestly speaking,
he means it.
Bawumia, the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, was run down totally and entirely by my friend, my senior brother, Kennedy Japan. And you see, he was the second in the line. Virtually, he has a third of the MPP following, right? So he says anything, and I take it very seriously. So if he's coming to support him, let's hope that he means it. I'm not sure whether they've not compelled him to show some face because he'll be going to Kumasi. I think when he was going to Kumasi, what was he going to show? They were waiting for Napo and Co to be mentioned. It hasn't come. So how was Bawumia going to Kumasi? He will have the challenge and difficulty going to Kumasi. So Alan, he had to talk to Kennedy. Will you give us some
lens? Where did you learn from? Where did you learn from?
So Honorable, are you Napo, Educhum, or Frema?
You talk.
It's not a fair question. my boss is Napo.
That is true.
So you are not
Napo
for Frema.
My boss
you are
is
not
Napo.
for Educhum.
My boss is Napo.
So you are not for Frema.
My boss is Napo.
Your what?
My boss.
BOSS.
My boss.
Okay.
Matthew Poku.
So
we call him Bra.
So I there was no way you could go to Kumasi.
We were together at the Black Stars match.
Yeah.
Okay.
My boss is Napo boss.
But that was not fair question.
He knows that I have to give him one.
Okay.
Otherwise, he will not have come on the show.
Okay.
He was trying to avoid it with the previous
exactly.
thing, but I had this for him.
And so when he saw your face, he said,
when you get to the office, go and tell your boss. Go and ask your boss what the EXO is.
EXO. All right.
Ask him what the EXO is.
Okay, I'll do that.
And that the EXO has been in transition for 8 years.
I'll do that.
Anyway.
But Doc, on a more serious note, I think that we need to have a second look at the whole land administration in Ghana.
Right.
And if you don't sort that thing out, it is not going to help us.
Right.
Because, you see, why would, for instance, the Land Commission go ahead to sell a portion or a space belonging to a ministry without recourse to that ministry? If you think that you manage all state lands and so on, And there's a space line.
Could it not be because the ministry has not perfected?
Yes, it's about perfection.
Okay.
It's about perfection.
So you think that once it's about the state institution, even if they're not perfected, bring it to their notice.
Exactly.
And then get them to do it.
Exactly.
But don't take advantage of that to
Exactly.
hive it off and sell it.
Then that's the problem. If you don't resolve that, I was the chairman of the Regional Lands Commission.
So this is one of the reasons why they say you must stay off. You see, where there's that interest,
exactly.
a lot of things happen.
Exactly. Bosu, Minister.
Yes, sir.
So thank you. Maybe at another forum you want to bring this now.
Deputy Minister of Energy. Today you've spoken with a lot of energy.
Thank you.
A lot of our viewers are saying that. Papa. Send your money LPG crude now. Anyway, thanks gentlemen for joining me. Up next, GMG Trends.
Local crudites, we were elected to fix the problems, and I'm glad to report that we
Right, welcome back to the show. If you just joined us, this is Good Morning Ghana live on Metro TV. Time to check out what is trending on social media with a man whose short video yesterday broke a lot of hearts, but gladdened the most important heart. Desi, the star boy. Mr. Krekudazu.
Look, good morning.
How many calls did you get yesterday?
Right, so I had a text. So I was asking where the party is. People say, "Oh, this one on TV and blah blah."
This week, I've two people have come up to me. Two guys.
Okay.
Came to grade me. I was at UCC with Desi.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I think.
Even one yesterday, last night.
Oh, okay. I think over the weekend the church.
Yes.
Went to Emmanuel Nibavad. He texted.
Yes. Then yesterday I met one too around Labone.
Oh, okay. Okay. Where anyway? There you man.
I a big man.
I be a rabbi by industry with the bigger man. Look, this morning lots of plaudits are going in for Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa.
Okay.
On Twitter, on X. Yesterday, the hands of our hotels, the demonstration that took place, lots of people are bigging him up, as we say it. So let's take a look at some of the comments on X. This one says that the one of, okay. So this one says, "Sir, bless you for your unflinching campaign in your God and Country initiative. Your fight against corruption is a nightmare to the Akufo-Addo government, but light shall always defeat darkness." Ubiba JK writing that. The next one says that one of the most hardworking MPs. I doubt if you ever rest or have time to spend with your family. Ghana first. Thanks for exposing the rots under this regime. Hopefully, when your government comes to power, you still maintain these same energies to make sure Ghana restores her glory. That's from Ansa Kwamina on X. Also, this one says that thanks for leading this hands off our hotels for God and Country. Benjamin Kesse, my brother, says that Honorable Kujeto Ablakwa is currently championing a new bill or law that seeks to prevent politically exposed persons such as appointees from acquiring state properties. Son of man, only politician I'll ever join a queue to vote for. All right, so that's Benjamin Kesse writing that. So lots of that coming in for the MP for North Tong, and that reminds me of a group that said North Tongu. Oh, Charlie, it is North Tong. I think it was the Ashanti which our MBP used to brand. Not Tongu. Not Tongu. So it's North Tong, right? Anyway, Doc, you know there's a new song, well, it's been around for like 2 months, called Diffie Diffie.
No, never heard.
You've not heard of it? Oh. But you know one from back in the day. There's a current back and forth going on as to some copyright infringement and all that. A lot of people are saying, oh, they're no copy, they're copy, whatever. So it's been going on X. So I'm going to play the songs. And Doc, I'll let you listen and then see what you can say about that. So let's take a listen to both songs. Hallelujah Voices with Diffie Diffie in 2004 and Team Eternity Ghana with Diffie Diffie in 2024.
What's the problem?
So the sound engineer who produced the earlier one, the one in 2004, says Governor.
Okay.
So he's going to take them on if they do not come to him for a proper engagement. So on socials, it's been going on back and forth as to what really is the problem. I mean, it's about the chorus. That Munjai, my mama, Danyami, as mentioned, Bunsan, Komusai, and Diffie, and Eternity did a drill version. That changes everything. But we'll see how that pans out because on X and all the platforms, on WhatsApp groups, and even on TikTok, there's been back and forth whether the copyright infringement here and there. So that also has been going on social media. But Doc, what's the English name for Nshushenim? Me and my dream was
no, there is. There is.
Okay.
There is.
Face. Because someone is asking.
Don't go and say face look.
Let's watch this video where a lady is asking. A lot of people are trying with some answers. But let's watch the video.
TikTok Masabu. If you're Ghanaian, please, when you're Ghanaian, swipe up. Now, I need help, Ghana for Miyamwa. If you share any more, what kind of bro for saying? And I will church you saying, what is it? Because, and then, no one of my babies, I say, you should share any more in the bro for doing the same. And so I went to go and say, looking in their faces. Because that's the translation. So I don't understand. Like, I say, no. So please, we're gonna need support here. Help. Come and comment section downstairs. What's interesting anymore? How will you explain that to somebody? Thanks.
Okay. So, interesting anymore. What's the English name? Or that one?
Somebody has sent
an answer.
An answer to my phone. Is it I pleaser?
I pleaser, okay. okay. It pleases the eye. Already rough I hate it. If we win, I will do what I want.
That's Tony Gavuzini.
Okay.
He said that was I pleaser.
Okay. The next time you said what you do if you didn't try looking for the English name and use that. But anyway, Doc, today is the birthday of a woman that my friend's auntie, Honorable former Member of Parliament for Lejokuku, that is Honorable Mrs. Benita Sena Okitidria. Today is her birthday. Happy birthday to you, ma'am. And I understand she's former Miss Ghana also. So yeah, so happy.
Actually. Tony Gavuzini says it's in the Bible.
I please.
Yes. So I think that when you do the Tree Bible against the English Bible, and you take the direct quotation, what the English version of the name in the Tree Bible is I pleaser or I pleasing.
Oh, Okay. Okay, all right. So I'll keep digging and see.
Adelaide says it's behind Kisa.
Oh, wait, Judas deal. Behind Kisa. Anyway, so yeah, let me just wrap up. Also, say happy birthday to us of Mame Helena Jamina, of your husband, Pastor Enoch Jamina of Bethel Revival Center, Copenhagen Assemblies of God, says happy birthday to you. God bless you, and He loves you. That's it for the trends today. Tomorrow is Thursday. I'll be back on Friday, which will be my official for this thing. Next week, I would have to excuse myself. So, look, I can see.
Your family, people are going to put you in a room to prepare you, to fortify you for the battle ahead. To fortify
me for the battle ahead.
So you have about 17 pastors and
prophets. I have
prophets.
A lot of them.
You are going to mix black and you are going to mix things.
No, there's a backing.
No, focus on one.
Focus.
If you take this part, follow it. don't mix things.
My mother has been praised. So
well, you have about 17 pastors and prophets. Not
yes,
so.
Yes, so they are speaking for the distance.
Because you need it.
I need it.
Mm.
I need
As
it.
for physically there, we can ensure there's adequate security. You don't have a problem. But, your prophets and pastors must deal with the spiritual fortification.
You know, yesterday my father watched the show and he called you when you're laughing about the video. But anyway, that's about the church today.
There are people who said they didn't watch, so I should show it again today. Please play it again. My boy is going.
Yeah.
Going.
God.
Oh, not going yet.
Going yet. Okay. So going. Going. By next week, dear.
This is why we need the prophets.
Yes, we need
intercessors.
Intercessors, those who stand in the gap.
Yes.
And pray for God's anointed vessel.
Yes.
Because the journey ahead, as you mentioned, physically,
in fact, there are two journeys. The journey before the 29th and the journey after. A small man is a big God.
Look, I beg you.
Your wife is beautiful.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Anyway. Yeah. So we wish you the very best. So we have 2 more days to enjoy you.
Yeah.
And then you'll be off.
Yeah, and I'll be off.
Okay.
And I'll come back.
So one of our viewers also said that these days you're always in suit.
So I'm trying to live to the Mr. Dan. So I'm moving into the Mr. Dan's wear.
Okay.
So
no more t-shirt.
Oh, we go wear about once in a while, you know. Because if we can't sit here, we'll go do like.
Oh my God. It feels great to be young. I wish I could scrape 30 years off.
No, please. But okay, also, I mean, they do like this. That's what they do like every day.
Up next, Metro Sports.